She's a Vancouver-based performer, writer, educator, and visual artist with a great love for the poetry to be felt in all things. A graduate of both Simon Fraser University and Clown School, she's delighted to take part in an evening celebrating the creations of nature. Let's welcome Daniela Elza.
Thank you. It's spelled strangely. My name is spelled Tahina. Well, you said it like it's spelled, and it's pronounced. And it's pronounced Taina.
Taina.
Which is the strangest. You would never think that.
Taina, welcome.
Thank you. So I'm very. Let's just do this here. I'm short, so there we go. I'm really happy to be here, and the paintings are Lauren, hello! I have to congratulate you because it's not only are they beautiful, but it takes a lot of focused work to do that. And congratulations, it's a lot to kind of get them out here. That's so beautiful. Though I've never had a child, I feel like I always compare writing to giving birth because I feel like I just have to push these things out and really focus, and sometimes I don't want to come out properly, and it's like not comfortable when it's happening. But so I feel like this one, it's got a life of its own, and it's still kind of doing its thing. But I'm very grateful to be here to be able to share this with everyone. My earliest memories of the magic of flowers came from my grandmother. On the summer days when the sun fell like honey, her ever-present smile and single black braid of hair led my way into the garden to greet the roses that generously permeated the yard, lending us their magnificence, blood-red messengers of mystery. With her practiced hands weaving through the strands of the vines, my grandmother carefully picked the roses she needed. And taking them to the kitchen, she taught me to pull them apart, petal by petal. And we would lay them on trays to dry in the midday sun, each in its own place. I revered these inhabitants of the garden. Were they our guests, or were we theirs? I wasn't sure. But I knew we were friends and companions, mysteriously here together. And I had much to learn from them. They seemed to have been here long before me, and their presence gave me comfort. Just spending time with them was pleasurable, touching their softness, being privy to their shapes and colors, their very existence an offering of divine beauty, and their purpose a window to the sacred. In my child mind, I could see that these beings had formidable power and gifts. They spoke to me with the sweetnesses of intense softness, invited me to breathe deeply and caress my face with them, to be consumed by the delicacy of lightness, traverse the portal of timelessness. I wanted to know their story. The first plants came to exist on this earth approximately 450 million years ago. Migrating from the water onto the land and rocks, algae returning to the sun, and learning after thousands and thousands of years to finally become upright, reaching both towards the sky and into the earth, an expansion of verticality in all its directions. And for thousands more years and countless revolutions of the sun and moon, the plants communicated with the earth, a symbiotic pool of growth and nurturance, seeking out nutrients in the soil, linking arms in a massive underground tapestry that strengthened their presence across the lands. They colonized the planet, increasing the oxygen in the atmosphere, cooling the air, and causing mass extinctions. Powerful in their silence, these are our ancestors. Many revolutions of the sun later, as insects and water animals also made their ways onto the lands, these plants began to transform again and learn to flower. These wise and patient plants, our predecessors, evolved their very natures, shapeshifting and morphing, their sexual organs now extending to their outsides in glorious displays of beauty, calling the ones who fly to enter into an elaborate dance of adoration. These children of the elements, their roots in the earth, fed by water and devoted to the sun, they had sex with the wind. As they came to know that the bees and butterflies and other winged creatures were magnetized towards them, they made an unspoken agreement of exchange that would spread their seeds far and wide. The insects became aids of conception, spreading the sperm of the flowers and helping them to fertilize one another in exchange for life-sustaining nectar. These plants show their exquisite intelligence by intricately weaving their lives together with their companions in an orgy of mutual benefit. They're bonded in the trust that each wants the betterment of the other. An orgy of adding, multiplying, and proliferating. An orgy of color, of growth, and explosive softness. They are saying, together we are stronger. They are saying, together we are more than the sum of our parts. Together we make a magic that cannot happen alone. It's the magic of life. No one is alone. We are all in this dance together. And when we dance even closer, together in mutual nurturance, we all receive benefits thousandfold. In this way, they live their lives together for millions of generations with these unspoken agreements of being. We too understand more languages than the lingual fabrications uttered from our tongues. Our consciousness speaks many languages, those of sensation and feeling, conceptions and impressions, metaphor and vision, premonitions and intuition. We also speak in movement and growth, contraction and expansion, rising and falling, laughing and crying, resting and eating. After the roses were dried, my grandmother and I would gather them from the trees, their absence of moisture revealing the slight brownness of decay. Blood red turned deep burgundy, and suppleness turned into brittleness. And we would eat them, the sweet, dried rose petals in our mouths, our gates of song. And once I took the flower into my beingless way. After the flower went into my belly and became one with my blood, our boundaries broken, and our flesh mingling, our consciousness began to know one another. And in my child heart, without speaking, I asked the flowers, what can you tell me of life? What can I learn from you, my friend, my fellow traveler? What are your teachings? And the flowers spoke to me. We are alike, you and I. Though we are much older than you, we are both children of the elements and daughters of the earth. We are patient and know the value of stillness and quietude. We know that to be gentle is to be the most strong. We know that life happens in phases and cycles, and we do not rush them. And in our intimacy, we nurture those who nurture us. We know that to grow, you must plant rich roots, firmly in the earth, yet flexible and resilient to make a strong foundation. And always, as you grow, orient yourself toward the sun, the stars, and the moon. This will point the way to everyone else. Soon it will not be enough to grow, you must flower. The flowering is your reflection of the rainbow light of the sun, of color incarnate. This flowering is not your children, it is you. In the fullness and brightness of your beauty. It is you in the ever-available pleasure of your joy. We shine our splendor back to the sun in constant gratitude, for it would not exist were it not for the sun. And so, with this manifestation of beauty, this flowering, we acknowledge our Maker. We reflect back the myriad resplendence of the birds, the sky, and the rain. This magic belongs not to us, but to everyone and no one. It is born from the mystery, and it is our gift and our responsibility to offer back. Our flowering is the crystallization of light. And soon, it will not be enough to flower. You must bear fruit. All things that flower bear fruit. And these fruits are your legacies, whatever they may be, your children, your ideas, your lessons, and the love you give. And once you have borne your fruit, you may let your body enjoy its death and return to the earth to begin again, to feed the new life.